Hi, my name is Shy Baker, owner of K-9 Serenity, and this is my story.
Okay, so tell everyone, where are you from?
I'm from New Orleans, originally Algiers, the West Bank.
Okay, so how did you first, get into your K9 business?
This is I've been having a dog training business for 8 years now. K9 Serenity is recently new. I just redid it, added products. I always had a dog training business called K9 Factor. But I had a dog named Sky who had horrible allergies, and these are some of the homemade holistic products I made for her that helped her for years. And she passed 2 years ago, and I decided, hey, well, why not sell these products that actually work and make it out of a business?
Okay, so being one entrepreneur, dealing with dogs and things like that. Like, do you feel like did you have any point? In your career, when you just want to give up.
No, it's actually my passion. I'm actually a vet tech. I've been a vet tech for 10 plus years. Wildlife rehabber. I had every animal job you could think of, and I rescue animals personally on my own. And it's just another part of helping. This is like healing products actually that helps with like skin diseases, emotional support, anxiety, the things in that nature. So this is kind of just extending what I can do to help animals, particularly dogs, really.
Do you actually still train dogs?
I do. I do. We just started training again. We train obedience, confidence building. I do rehabilitation, behavior modification, puppy classes, socialization classes. We kind of do it all.
So what would you say? Is the most difficult dog to actually train?
Difficult dog to breed. Every dog is different. The ones that I wouldn't say difficult, I guess a little more time consuming is dogs who actually maybe been abused or have a history of abuse and they're really shy, timid, or turn aggressive. And we definitely have to put a little more time and more cautiousness into the approach of where we take to training those dogs. So it's a little bit longer than your regular obedience or your regular happy puppy.
Okay, so tell us what you enjoy most about doing what you do, and tell us what you actually dislike about it.
The biggest thing for me is the results. I get a dog who has these horrible behavior problems or very shy and timid or fearful. And I like to see the transition from them being so traumatized and becoming a well-rounded, confident dog later on after we work with them. So that's always a huge reward, seeing the big change that they make within them.
Okay, so far as creating one product, like how difficult it was to actually create your product and also actually put your to actually put your brand on it as well.
So my products, they're actually like just really stuff you can find around the house, really natural, holistic, like a lot of essential oils, a lot of coconut oil based, different things, healing. So they were kind of basic. I actually had these ingredients already written down, and I've been working with them for years, like I said, on my old girl Sky. And I found I still had the ingredients for most of these, like the candles and the collar, the healing collars are new. But the oils and the shampoos and conditioners, even the ear wash and the bug repelling, all those are um, pretty used. I've been using these for years. So they were not really hard. Most people can make them at home. And they work veterinary approved. So it wasn't really anything difficult with that. And K9 Serenity, I just kind of transitioned the name from K9 Factor. Those who know me from K9 Factor, we just put a natural holistic twist to it. So it's more of my products now and more healing mentally, mind, body, and spirit.
Okay, so tell the people actually what you was doing actually before you were actually doing K9 Factor and K9 Serenity.
I was a veterinary technician for the LASPCA. I still do veterinary technician work for the Interpup, low cost heartworm and flea prevention clinic. I graduated school for jiu-jitsu, animal energy healing. Also for wildlife rehabilitation between here and Florida. I've been doing my hours and stuff with that. I'm also in school now for psychology. My major was animal behavior. So I've kind of been in the field for a long time. Um, but I branched off about 8 years now working for myself and creating my own brand.
Okay. So also, I'm like on the side, but you actually, I'm like model.
See, that's outside the dog business.
Right. But no, but you telling your story.
Okay, so shy story. I do tattoo modeling as a hobby on the side. Right now, I'm a ink collector. I love tattoos.
But you actually been in on the ink magazines as well.
I've been in a number of magazines. I used to do runway years ago, and during that time, they wasn't really accepting tattoos. I had to hide them, I had to put makeup on them. And later on, years later, I figured, hey, they love tattoos, so I went crazy with them, and I started representing for more ink magazines, like ink tattoo models, but more of the black community, because you don't really see too many like of our culture, like black tattoo models out there doing it. So I wanted to stand out there and do it for my culture, do it for my race, and just for the tatted women.
And like also, you actually did one like photo shoot one time, actually, like with your dog and your son.
Yeah, that was cute. We did we both graduated at the same time. He was graduating, I want to say like maybe kindergarten or something like that. And I was graduating from one of my schools. I think it was for the veterinary technician and or the dog training. And he loved my tattoos, and I was doing like tattoo shoots. And I was like, oh, let's put these fake tattoos on him. I'll show y'all. Y'all should have seen that. And we took some tattoo photos with the dogs, and it was really, really cool. It was like he was 6. It was 6 years ago.
So like even I'm like with your modeling gig, but you still kind of on like dogs and like pets to the tell them like what you have going on.
As of now,
you haven't been doing it, but I'm saying, but like in the early beginning, you did.
Yeah, more awareness. But like I said, it was a hobby. It wasn't anything I was trying to push. It was more of a.
It was just something
showing my
something to do. Okay, so like I want you to explain this.
Self-expression.
Like I actually know you was one actually good dog trainer. The first time I saw you had if you saw one, I came to your house and I saw one. If I saw one cat hang around like 5 pit bulls and like and I haven't seen like no pit bull trying to kill it or attack it. So I was like like how did you train one cat to actually live around like pit bulls?
I guess we all live in harmony, so I guess it's kind of the home and the upbringings. Everybody kind of respects and loves each other in my home. I have multiple dogs, multiple cats, kids, and everybody kind of respects each other's space for the most part, but it's more of the upbringings. I brought them all up together. I taught them, we're family, we all live together, and they still have their, their disagreements and hash it out sometimes on the territorial and regular animal stuff, but other than that, we all get along, we all love each other, we all protect each other.
Okay. So like, also a person that actually have like a love for like pit bulls, and if like pit bulls have like the worst name, mm-hmm. when it comes to being family dogs and being around kids, like I want you to explain, like how do you, if you truly love, for pit bulls, and like how you should actually properly train your pit bull before you actually bring it into your actually home and try to make it a family dog.
I would bring every breed in the same ways, not particularly pertaining to a particular breed. I feel like there's discrimination. You can train a pit bull one way and train this poodle the same way, and maybe the poodle turns out to be really highly aggressive and the pit bull is sweet. So it's not necessarily the breed of dog, it's the actual the upbringing, how you train that breed. But that's funny, that's actually why I got into dog training. I wanted to fight for the pit bull, the aggressive breeds, for their rights as far as discrimination in the housing kind of area. I feel like it was unfair, especially me growing up, that you had to pick and choose, or you you're limited to what breed of dog you can actually own or keep in someone's home or apartment complex. Or if you own the home, even your insurance company say, well, you can't own this breed of dog, or it's against the rules. Some counties, some places in the country, they will actually take your dog away, bring it to the shelter, or actually you have to kill it. The laws kind of lightened up a little bit. It's not as drastic, but it's still some that still say, hey, you can't live here if you have this breed of dog. No matter if that's the sweetest dog ever, or it can be a puppy, or it never had any bad history or sign of aggression, they still would deny you to live in that space. Or if you were living in that house and your homeowner's insurance changed, you would have to move or get rid of your loved pet. So I completely against that. So I'm working on something now that I can change that. More to come later. But that's why I got into training, to kind of show the positive side of the pit bull and all these so-called aggressive breeds, and show them that, hey, they can actually, and show the statistics of how awesome these dogs can be. Depends on the upbringing and the parenting.
Okay, so tell us, what's next for you and all your business ventures.
Well, K-9 Serenity, we just launched 11/11/2020. We're just starting the promotions and everything. We're going to have some promotions, discounts, and deals and giveaways coming up here soon during the holidays. A lot of giveaways, actually. We're going to have some pop-ups. We are online, www.k9serenity.com. But for the local area within the New Orleans radius, we have pop-ups and pick-up and drop-offs. If you don't want to go through the website and pay like shipping and handling, we'll do small drop-offs or pickups or meetups. Where we have we're giving away samples as long as you give a testimony or review. And so you can try our samples, get familiarized with them. And also we have training packages coming up where we do multiple dog discounts. For the pit bulls, we have the pit bull discount. If certain bully breeds, we give you discounts just for owning. We have discounts for if you rescue a dog. Instead of buying and rescue a dog out of a shelter or whatever the situation, we could communicate about that. We give discounts for that also if you want to put in the time to actually get the dog trained. We appreciate that, so we want to work with you with that. But check out our social media. It's K9 Serenity, the letter K, the number 9 Serenity, on all platforms, and the website for updates.
And that was actually on my last question, actually tell everyone, where can they find you on social media and just everywhere.
Yep, K9 Serenity.